Hey, Shalom Akim. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Makak, Wadash. All right, we are coming at you again with a pre-camp video, something that is a bit improvised. Maybe you could call it an impromptu video. And we on the back of my trunk, but we gonna go into the scriptures, man.
Good.
All right, we got a few scriptures to go into, and Lord willing, I should say a couple scriptures to go into, and Lord willing, the Spirit to take us maybe another place with it, you know, because we didn't really, plan out this video as far as having multiple scriptures. You know, we just gonna go in the Spirit afterwards, man. That's how the Spirit rolls anyway, man. You know, the Spirit's like the wind, so we're gonna, and it's kind of windy today, so we're gonna roll in the Spirit, and Lord willing, you brothers will be edified, you sincere brothers. So let's read that.
All right, this is Revelation chapter 8. Revelation chapter 8, verse, I'm going to start at 10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven. Right,
that great star that fell from heaven is really talking about the nuclear missiles, man. All right? You see? Because when you look up a star is all fire, man. It's all fire. Yes, yeah. It says, hold on. Yeah, but a star is all fire, man. You know? That's all energy. So when the Revelator John saw that, he thought it was a star. He saw the nuclear missile coming, but it was all kind of light around it, and and he saw it in that vision, and he proclaimed it or described it as a star falling from heaven. Because why? Because the nuclear missile was coming from the upper atmosphere, coming down to crash onto its target, which more than likely is America, or it could be another place, because other places are going to get hit with nuclear missiles as well. Okay? So that's what he described it as, a star. Okay?
It says, back in Revelation chapter 8, verse 10, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp.
Yeah, burning as it were a lamp. So you saw the fire coming off of the nuclear missiles, man. Okay?
It says,
you saw that great light and that fire that was coming off of the nuclear warhead.
Because what's going to happen when them nuclear warheads is detonated, you're going to see a big bright ass, light,
and it's going to look like a star, damn near.
It says, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of rivers.
The nations, okay, the nations, man. Okay, it fell upon the third part of the rivers, which is the nations. And it tells you in Revelation 17 that the nations, the rivers that you see are kings and, nations and tongues and languages and whatnot. Okay?
It says, and upon the foundations of waters.
And upon the foundations of water, which is really the foundations of the earth, man. Okay? It's going to fall upon this place, meaning destroy it, man. And there's going to be a lot of nations that feel the full force of this great destruction that's about to come on.
It says, verse 11, and the name of the star is called Wormwood.
And the name of the star is called Wormwood. Now that star was a nuclear missile, but the ending of this whole thing is that this place is going to be contaminated, man.
That's right.
Because when you go into the word wormwood, it really goes into the word contamination, man.
That's right.
Which Chernobyl also means wormwood, which like the Elder Sakaran did the video, and the word Chernobyl means wormwood. Okay? And that's an actual herb you can buy. It's a real bitter herb you can buy. It's more bitter than horseradish root.
Wow.
Okay?
And that's a bitter root there, horseradish root.
Yeah, horseradish root is real bitter, so you can just imagine how that wormwood is. Now imagine the apostles say, look man, y'all brothers got to eat wormwood herbs on a Passover with the lamb. Man, you might leave the truth, man. Because that shit is real bitter.
Man, I'm not trying to leave the truth, but that's a metaphor. I'm
just talking. I'm just saying. I'm giving you that analogy to let you know how bitter that wormwood is, man. Okay, and it's a very, very bitter herb.
So it's back in Revelation chapter 8 verse 11. And the name of the star is called Wormwood.
which is a nuclear missile.
And the third part of the waters became Wormwood.
In other words, it's going to cause great contamination, man. These waters here in America, you can't go to a lake or to a stream and just drink the waters, man. You got to make sure it's not contaminated, because the so-called white race, who is Esau and the damn devil, who is Edom and the damn devil, he's been contaminating this whole earth by chemtrails, putting all kind of stuff into the upper atmosphere. Don't you know when you put stuff into the upper atmosphere, it's got to come down into the lower atmosphere, and eventually it goes into the waters? Okay? So it contaminates the waters, which is what that wormwood is all about.
And part of that wormwood is also talking about the chemtrails, like you said,
Fluoridated water.
Fluoridated water. All that's part of the wormwood,
nickeling the water. See, your body is not supposed to take on certain elements. Certain elements are too hard for your body, and it will actually destroy you. Now you have certain other elements, like precious metals, like gold and silver. If you take them, if you consume them in low quantities, okay, it's actually a purifying agent for the body.
But you gotta look at it this way too, bro. During the time of martial law, when they locked down the cities,
right,
but all hell break loose. Also, when mass death come past the earth, the waters are also going to be contaminated because of the body that's going to be laid out on the foundation of the earth.
Right, and there's not going to be no sanitation system like I like to go into. You got to picture this thing in your mind. There's going to be no sanitation system. No people that work in the sewers. Because you got people that work in the sewers, okay?
Huh.
People working under the manholes in the sewers to keep things clean and whatnot. Listen, there's gonna be none of them. There's gonna be no garbage disposal. People set up like the what you call them, the NYC sanitation, man.
There's gonna be no coroners coming to take up the body that's laid out on the streets.
So you're gonna develop certain different biological diseases, man, due to dead bodies, man. When a body stays there for 48 hours, it develops maggots, man. Now you imagine you got 100 bodies on one street, okay, developing maggots, man. Or maybe 1,000 bodies, okay?
This is going to be a time of horrific judgment coming upon the 2/3. We're going to be in the time of Jacob's trouble. Pursuant to Jeremiah 30:7, Revelation 12:12, Daniel 12:1, 2nd Ezra 15th chapter, 2nd Ezra 16th chapter. Hey, we're in that time, man.
And these are things that are definitely going to surely come to pass, man. And guess what? You other nations, you're going to be affected too. So you imagine, man. This is called a great melting pot. But you got all different nations dying of grievous deaths. Shit, man, a lot of Israelites are going to die. And you're going to have dead bodies out here just reeking with maggots coming up out of them. Nobody to bury them or take out their organs and just put them in the ground. Coroners do that, and the funeral homes do that. This place is going to be out of business because the money is going to go down. It's going to be destroyed. The dollar is going to be destroyed. So you're gonna have multiple bodies out in these damn streets that are gonna be getting pecked on by different birds and scavenger beasts, squirrels and badgers or whatever the hell have you. I mean, well, you got raccoons, okay? It'll destroy you. You know?
Right.
So guess what? That's all the judgment of the Lord.
That's right.
You got a precept?
I got a precept. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 18.
Right.
The beginning of sorrows.
Yeah, the beginning of sorrows. You people are gonna be crying your asses off, man. You're gonna feel it all in here, like when a loved one dies, because a loved one is gonna die.
More than one loved one.
Yeah, more than one.
Multiple loved ones.
And speak about also cannibalism. That's another thing that's gonna be on the rise in this society. Right now is the calm before the storm. And we've been telling you people for fucking years, man. For years this thing's gonna come on. But you haven't been listening to us, man. You haven't been adhering to the words of the Lord, because like the scriptures say, it's not you that's speaking, but the spirit of my Father that's speaking in you, which is the spirit of the Lord that's speaking through the prophets. We are the prophets. We are the prophets, okay?
Right. And let me just say this real quick, because what we speaking is not coming to pass speedily, and it's not coming to pass when they think it's going to come to pass. These people's hearts is fully setting them to do wickedness, like it says in Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, man.
Just like the year 2000, when the apostles were prophesying back all the way then, when they were younger men saying that America's going to be destroyed and the Lord is going to come back in 2020. I mean 2000. Oh man, shit! Maybe I might have said something. Maybe I might have said something that may be true. I don't know. I don't know. They saying the Lord is going to come back in the year 2000. Guess what, man? Who knows?
Right.
Who knows, man? Because the scriptures say we don't know the time that the Lord, the exact day and the exact year, but we know the Lord's going to come back, and He is going to come back. There's no more. Continue.
It says, the beginning of, back in 2nd Ezra 16 and 18, behold, it's like it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death.
Yeah, that's right. The beginning of famine and great death. You people not going to have no food out here, man. Because we know you people don't know how to grow food. Man, it's against the law to grow a garden in your backyard.
But let me just say this real quick. When Donald Trump declared martial law, he's going to call it a state of emergency. They're going to lock down the cities. Whereas no trucks is going to be able to come in to put food into Aldi's, Trader Joe's, Fine Fair, Fairway, Seatown, Whole Foods.
You said Fine Fair?
I said Fine Fair, Whole Foods, what's up with,
Mac.
ShopRite. So guess what? You're not gonna be, you're not gonna go to Trader Joe's or
Fuck that. Costco's, BJ's.
you're not gonna go to Trader Joe's, I'm saying Costco's and BJ's and get bulk food in bulk, because why? It's gonna be a mass pandemic of people rushing there to get food, man. So it says
food, water. So you know there's gonna be different fights breaking out over water, fights
Right.
breaking out over bread, and different simple things and whatnot.
it says the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?
Right. So that's the question Ezra is asking, because the angel Uriel was showing him visions and whatnot about things that are surely going to come to pass. And Ezra had to be a heavy brother in the spirit, man. Had to be a heavy brother in the spirit. Okay? Because he was showing them things that was going to come to pass and whatnot. But guess what? He was bugged out. He was bugging out in his mind, man. Like, oh shit, who's going to save me in them days? Because he didn't have, that's why we say that we deeper than the prophets back then, because we know that we were those men back then.
No, but guess what? Like you said, but guess what? It's something called reincarnation. So therefore, the prophets that was of old, we are the prophets of old, man. We coming back in the reincarnation.
Which a lot of guys don't understand reincarnation. Let me say that. A lot of guys don't understand reincarnation. A lot of guys don't understand about the mark of the beast. A lot of guys don't understand about Cornelius, man. Which are things that we know like it's kindergarten, man. Because why? Because we came up under the apostles and elders of great millstone who are truly men of the Lord. Okay?
I got a little more. Verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges.
And those ain't
for
nice
men.
words. Those ain't nice words. Famine, death, plague, scourges. You know, those are not kind words, man. You don't compel a crowd with them words.
Right.
You don't.
It is sent for an amendment to you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You're not going to learn the words of the Most High. While you're fully set to you and your heart to do evil, you're following the ways of Esau, the so-called white man.
That's right. That's right.
You're following the ways of this system, this Babylonian. You're stuck on Babylon. You've been drinking Babylon juice so long that you're stuck on. You're stuck in this system that Esau has created, man.
And this system is gonna be turning to fucking wormwood, man. Like we telling you, it's gonna be turning to all this court, going to the damn courts for this, that, and the other. Which the word court goes back to the word game. That's why you got a tennis court, a basketball court. Okay. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Because the word court goes back to game, man. Which all they're doing is trying to get your fucking money out of you.
And this whole and by you playing that game that Esau have set up, you're gonna fall into his system, which is the pit,
which is a trap, which is a snare.
That's right. And you're gonna take the offer of the microchip, man.
And that's the fate of most of you niggas out there, man. To take that damn chip. But anyhow, let's continue on because we kind of pressed for time.
So it says I'm gonna jump down to verse 22. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 20. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness,
Right,
nor
because
be
the Most High is gonna start whooping your asses so bad, niggas are still gonna be worshiping Caesar Borgia. Hey, you got the prophets. We out here. Listen, man. We not inside like some guys are keyboard warriors on the internet. I mean, what are them niggas gonna do when the internet shut down? We've been out here on the streets, man, sacrificing our lives. Anything can happen to us, man.
Well, you know what? They're not gonna consider it. This is the judgment of the Most High, man. Let me read it again. It says, "But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness," because they're not gonna be mindful that it's the judgment of the Most High. They're not gonna consider in their minds, which is their heart, that all these calamities coming upon them is judgment of the Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah because of their wickedness and them following the ways of Esau. They're not gonna be mindful of that, man. So they're gonna be still stuck on their wickedness, and then you know what? They're gonna blaspheme the name of the Most High. They're gonna blaspheme the name of the God of the Israelites, which is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. And I know that that's the God of the earth, man.
Well, they're pretty much gonna say screw God, pretty much things like that. They're gonna say because they don't know. A lot of you people don't know the name of the Most High, but the Most High is a power. In other words, you're saying screw the highest power, man. You know.
It says nor be always mindful of their scourges. They're not gonna take into consideration that the reason why that
the plagues, the cannibalism,
the upwards of the people, the concentration camps,
the biological breakdown of the society,
the infrastructure being corrosion. You know,
I did a video on that today. I mean, yesterday.
The infrastructure being broken down. You know, the worm is covering them, which is the corrosion of the infrastructure of America. They're not gonna be mindful of that, man. Why? Because they are stuck up in Esau's ass, that they are following the ways of Esau to the point whereas they are totally blinded and they have forsook the ways of the Most High wholeheartedly, and that's why they're gonna be dead. That's why they're gonna die, man.
And guess what?
Death.
This place is going on just like Rome, systematically. So it might not have went down in 2020. I mean, I keep saying 2020. I don't know. Hey, man, maybe how about Shem Yahshua will take this place down in 2020. Okay, which we what? 2 years away?
2020 is not 2 years away. 4 months away, bro. 3 months away, bro.
We're in 2019.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, look, I be working so much, man. I'm fucked up, man. I'm working so much, I don't be knowing. I don't remember the damn date. But guess what?
4 months, 3 months, September, October, November, December. We 3 months away from 2020.
And guess what? I tell you what. The Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakak Wadash may very well take this place down in 2020. Give me go back. Oh wait a minute. Give me one more scripture, right? In Exodus. In Exodus, all right?
Oh, Slacky. Exodus. That was Exodus
25 and.
Yeah, 25 and 20, 15 to 25.
15 to 25, Salakia. Yeah, because we got a scripture here we're going to go into right here, and we're going to end it on that, man. Hey, man, we didn't expect this thing to go on 20 minutes. Damn, it's 18 minutes.
That's the spirit,
bro. Like I said at the beginning of the video. I said, hey, man, the spirit, you know.
This is Exodus chapter 15, verse 25. And he cried unto the Lord, and the Lord showed him a tree.
Right, the Lord showed him a tree because this is going into when Moses found the waters and the waters were bitter. Which means that they were contaminated when you look it up. When they were bitter, it means they were contaminated. So when Moses saw the water, they were contaminated, you know, he cried unto the Lord because the people were giving him a lot of flack behind that. They were telling him different things like, why the hell you brought us out here from Egypt to get us killed in the wilderness, you know? Because why? Because they were carnal. They weren't spiritual because they weren't men of the Lord, a lot of them. A lot of them was the 2/3, and that's why the Lord had them be destroyed in the wilderness, man. 40 years.
In the wilderness, man. So it says, back in Exodus chapter 15, verse 25, and he cried unto the Lord Yahweh, and the Lord Yahweh showed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet.
Right, a tree, showed him a tree, which is really an herb when you look it up. It was really an herb, and the herb could possibly be cilantro or coriander, which coriander or cilantro, which is the same thing, or Thai parsley is the same thing, okay, is a herb that's used in many Middle Eastern dishes, so it could very well be that. To this very day, a lot of cilantro is used in many Middle Eastern dishes. Okay, even though we were in Africa at that time, which is Egypt. Okay, we came up out of Egypt though. Okay, we were in the wilderness. Okay, the wilderness of what? Sin. Okay, we were in there. Okay, check this out. When you cast cilantro or coriander into waters that are contaminated and whatnot, the molecular structures of the walls of the herb grasps the heavy metal and captures it, man. Okay, like a sticky pad, it captures them heavy metals. Okay, which purifies the water. That's why it tells you to drop a sprig of cilantro in your water, makes your water cleaner, man. You can look this up online. Okay, but when them waters were bitter, the Lord showed Moses the tree or the herb to cast into the water, which that was all science, that was all knowledge, because Moses didn't have that knowledge. Okay,
it says, there he made for them a statute and ordinance, and there he proved them.
That's right, man, that's right. And that was the Lord showing the Israelites that, guess what? I know the way, okay?
The power of medicine.
Yeah, the power of medicine,
Of the earth.
Of the earth, which the Lord created. In other words, when going back to the time when the creation of this earth was made, was the Lord don't gotta use no medicines to heal you. The Lord can just fucking heal you if he wants to.
But that's just the Most High's creation. And we are here on this earth
To magnify.
We're going to magnify the Most High's work in His creation. And we're going to use the medicine of the earth, not going into Esau's
his pills and his pharmaceuticals.
yeah, and going to them hospitals. Nothing but a goddamn den of goddamn vampires that like to take your blood every 10 minutes. We're going to use the benefits of the herbs of the earth, man.
They take your bloods to serve them to the elites with a straw and an ice cup.
Pre-adventure, the Most High will heal us by taking His herbs with fasting and prayer, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So,
Hey, but I tell you what, who's that king that didn't have to do that? The Most High just gave him another 15 years on his life. When he thought he was going to die. Thought he was going to die. The Lord just gave him another 15 years.
he prayed to the Most High, begged the Most High for his life. That was Hezekiah, King Hezekiah. You know? Hey, so with that, we press for time.
We're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.